There are 4 questions you can ask to reduce friction and accelerate cybersecurity's alignment with the business. Every business organization talks about continuous improvement. It's in strategies, information security frameworks, board updates, leadership reading lists, annual reviews, and budget proposals. But improvement doesn't happen just because we say it should. It happens when we have clear inputs that tell us what to improve and why. After that, we can focus on making the improvement continuous. And here's where most cyber programs get stuck. They fine-tune their own tools and processes, refine detection models, automate more tasks, but the one thing that rarely improves, and that's ongoing alignment with the business. Instead, security remains an external force, a gatekeeper, rather than an enabler. And that's the real failure of continuous improvement in cyber. Organizations treat improvement of the cyber discipline as a technology challenge when, in reality, it's a systems challenge. Let's step back and think about this in system terms. Any system has inputs, outputs, and some kind of magic that happens in between. The alignment between security and the business is no different. So what's the key system output that sends often unheeded or ignored signals? Friction. Yes, friction. Business leaders feel friction when security slows things down. Cyber teams feel it when the business moves ahead without them. Expectations are a natural occurrence when any input gets fed into a system. Friction is the signal that expectations generated as they are being input are misaligned with the system's outcomes or results. So instead of treating it as a battle to be won, what if we treated friction as a lever for change? In a system focused on alignment with the business, there are 4 levers we can pull to manage the friction of a shadow IT problem. E1, we can adjust the risk appetite, meaning accept the risk and move forward. 2, adjust business expectations, meaning enforce the existing policy and limit flexibility. 3, adjust IT requirements, meaning change the technology to remove barriers. 4, redesign the system itself, meaning re-engineer for an increased speed of iteration for inputs, and how security and the business collaborate on the inputs. Most information security teams focus on the first 3, adjusting risk levels, tightening policy, or eventually changing the tech stack, perhaps after heated discussion, and having some budget applied. But how many security teams both see the opportunity and have the courage to change the system itself? Imagine, if you will, a cyber transformation effort, not unlike IT digital transformation, where instead of treating risk as something to contain, cyber teams collaborate with the business to continuously refine requirements, expectations, and risk perceptions in real time. A system where trust is built, iteration happens faster, and the need for workarounds like shadow IT decreases not because of enforcement, but because the system naturally evolves. So, what should senior executives and board members be asking? How are we measuring friction between risk teams of all types and the business? And are we treating it as a risk or a signal for improvement? Are we relying too much on risk appetite adjustments instead of fixing the root causes of security business misalignment? Are leaders constantly forced to choose between loosening controls to allow innovation or tightening enforcement to reduce risk? If so, what's preventing a smarter balance? Because real continuous improvement isn't about security getting better at security. It's about security getting better at enabling the business. And when we see misalignment or feel the heat caused by its friction, do we fight the output or rethink the inputs? Building continuous improvement mechanisms into information security or other risk programs means understanding your organization from a systems viewpoint. If your organization can't do this, you need someone with real experience. Governisto has leveraged deep program building experience with outputs that can be consumed by operational leaders, senior executives, and the board that can help the org restore confidence in your organization's ability to build and accelerate continuous improvement in your risk and cyber programs. Governisto can be found on LinkedIn, YouTube, X, and Instagram.